Well, today I'm going to discuss a few things about the Congress in the MDC Alliance due in May this year. Firstly, I'm going to look at some of the positives which can be gained by having this process in the MDC Alliance. I'm going to look at some of the traps the MDC leader can face if he doesn't manage the process very well. If well managed, Nelson Chamisa will emerge from this process much stronger, a politician who has gained more skills. The challenge maybe is on keeping the party united, but this is part of democratic maturing, and this will be the first process in Zimbabwe where leaders vying for the leadership of a political party will contest each other. And Nelson Chamisa has now this opportunity to prove to the world that Zimbabwe is maturing, is a democratic country which subjects himself to free, fair processes. And if he manages these processes very well, he will emerge much stronger. He will have his case against the legitimacy of Emmerson Mnangagwa. So if the MDC Alliance is able to handle this process in a free, fair and democratic way, it will enhance its argument against the legitimacy of President Emmerson Mnangagwa. So Nelson Chamisa, obviously there were traps, and yesterday he addressed some of these traps in his press conference when he shunned all those players who were in the Harare Youth League who were endorsing him, when he was saying, no, we don't do this in the MDC. And if he manages this process very well, and he's going to emerge one of the most brilliant politicians in Zimbabwe, setting a standard on how things are supposed to be done internally in political parties, setting a standard on how choosing leaders in political parties is supposed to be handled in Zimbabwe. One of the challenges which I've seen which was affecting Nelson Chamisa was the advisors which are close to him, the likes of Tendai Biti, the likes of Welshman Nube. These are people where Nelson Chamisa has to be very careful, and the way he handled them yesterday in that press conference was very impressive, because these people, they might seem to be very close to him, but these are people who previously have shown leadership aspirations when they pitted themselves against the former leader of the MDC, Morgan Tsvangirai. They tried to challenge him, and they are the ones who, in this occasion, were raising arguments against Douglas Munzora, doing the same, labeling him a ZANU-PF agent. This does not have to happen. These people must be very far away from Nelson Chamisa, because these people are the ones who previously had the case against Morgan Tsvangirai, saying that he is very undemocratic, he is very dictatorial. So Nelson Chamisa, the way he handled it yesterday was one of the most impressive ways of handling a dispute inside. And he has to reconsider having advice from such people like Tendai Biti, who have been cited this week as one of the people who are hypocrites in the way they conduct their business. If he had listened to the rebuffing statements to Douglas Munzora, which were being raised by other party members, this could have been one of his traps in terms of future arguments against Emmerson Mnangagwa's argument. For if the MDC fails to handle this process in the way they want the national elections to be handled, they will not have the case against Mnangagwa after this election. If it seems like this process is not done democratically, is not done in a fair way, is not done in ways which they are aspiring that this must be done for the national election, this will automatically kill their argument against Emmerson Mnangagwa's legitimacy. So the way he handled the issues which are happening in the MDC was quite impressive. What he has to do right now is to prepare for a spirited fight against Douglas Munzora. But you should have seen the challenge of Douglas Munzora, because this was coming, because in the previous Congress, Douglas Munzora beat Nelson Chamisa. So it was quite obvious that Douglas Munzora this time was going to challenge him. But the argument I have about some of the advice which was gaining from some of his trusted advisors now is this focus was a complete blind eye he placed on the Congress. And personally, I think he should have called a Congress, not waited for the term in office to have expired like the way it has done right now. He should have really selected the time himself where he himself felt that his political capital was quite on the high, and preferably I would have suggested he would have done this last year in October, because last year in October that's where his political capital was on the high. Right now, obviously, you subject, and there's nothing to it. it's a challenge, but it's a plus to our democratic system, because ZANU-PF does not have processes like this. So it will obviously learn from what the MDC is doing right now, and it will obviously have its own elective issues in the future if the MDC is able to handle this process in a good way. So that's the thing, and that's